Hi. Today another interesting one. Children, you always love to listen to stories. But before telling the concept, we must know about the scientist who is behind this new concept that we are going to learn. And you all must would have heard of Archimedes. Archimedes is a famous mathematician, and then he is from the country Greece. So what happened for him one day? He's king. Those days, when for the king, the goldsmith has made one crown for him. So that crown was very beautiful, fantastic, fully jeweled and everything. But the king had a doubt on the goldsmith whether the goldsmith has done with the pure gold or there are some impurities. So already being a famous mathematician, physician, and then immediately king called Archimedes and told him that I just love the design, so you should not do any damage to the crown. The crown should remain as it is, but you should be able to tell me whether it is made of pure gold or there is some impurity. Then real problem started for our Archimedes. So he thought various methods and all. He was not getting any solution, and the king his deadline was reaching, and king was getting furious day by day, saying that he will punish him also if he is not able to tell him whether it is pure gold or impurities are there. So he was literally worried, and then out of the worry, one day in the house, his tub, when he was taking bath, suppose we assume that this is our Archimedes. As I told you, it is lockdown time. Whatever is available in the house, I am trying to make you enjoy the story. So let us take this guy as an Archimedes. So he will come and then he tries to take bath and he gets into his bathtub. Then immediately he realizes, and then he gets one flash idea has come to him. And then he observes the water overflowing from the tub. Every time he jumps or goes inside, and then the water is overflowing. Then you remember, you know a very interesting story. The moment he immediately jumps out of his tub and says, Eureka! You know the meaning of Eureka? Eureka means it is a super excitement that I understood. So immediately he will run to the king and tell him that now I found it. I am going to tell you. And give me another few more days. I will I will show you and tell you what exactly, whether it contains purity or impurity and everything. So this is what is the very famous Eureka story from Archimedes. Sometimes that is how the ideas flashes. Almost behind every scientist there are such interesting stories, how and when the idea flashed. You are already aware of Newton's, that I will not tell now. When we do the Newton's 3 laws, third law, first law, second law, third law, I will get into Newton's theory and then Newton's story. So now we are going into the buoyancy. The word buoyancy means buoyant, the float or the upward force. Any object, then he understood that there will be an upward force that will be working on an object. So that is called buoyancy. The word is called buoyancy. So the buoyant force, buoy means rising up. So that force, we all know in the otherwise, in atmospheric pressure, works in all directions. I will tell you with more examples in all more directions. And then this upward force is called buoyant. With that, he identifies exactly that the weight of an object that there is equivalent to the weight of the water that is displaced. So without damaging the crown, he will just do it in that way, and then he will be able to solve the problem. So let us see that experiment and whether to prove it. How do we go about it? So we have again with the same whatever is available in the house. I have collected some items. So it is regular in the house that tea is for, and then our regular kitchen items only. And then I have taken one ice cream bowl and then filled with some objects to test fluent. See now, this object is not going down, it is floating, but it has displaced some water, isn't it? Just like how you have seen in this water tub, here also it has displaced. So now we need to know what is the weight of the water that is displaced in the container. So now we are taking the measurement of the container into which we are pouring the water, and then we are testing that measurement of it. Then we have to, if we see the weight of the object that was floating in the water and the weight of the water that is displaced, it should be equal. Now what is the measurement now? 89.0. Now I am keeping the object that we tried to float. It is 93.9. Now we have seen now the measurement of it is 93.9. That is nearer to 94 grams. And the water that was displaced was 89. So there is a 4 grams difference. We have found it. That 4 grams is an error because of water that is stuck into the container, a little overflowing because of the surface tension, the water already falling, and some small, that 4 grams is 0.4, negligible actually, very negligible, but I can say that it is near to the accuracy, and it has very well proved that the buoyant force, that is the force that is exerted from upward force from the bottom, is equivalent to the object that is immersed, tried to immerse or afloat. So that is how he tried to put the crown in the water, and then the water that is displaced, and then he measured it, and he could, without destroying the crown, he could give the exact way whether it is correct or not. So thank you. This is one Archimedes principle on buoyancy. So buoyancy means the upward force that acts on an object, and then that is the displacement of what. There is so much in this. If you want to, I can again say that it has led to the ships also. When we say that a small needle made of iron will sink when we put it in the water, while a boat or a big ship which is made of huge iron will float. So again I will tell you that tomorrow with one more, with another example. So these are many interesting inventions have taken place because of this Archimedes principle. Thank you. So now, to begin with, let me start with Archimedes the Old. It is a BC type story. So those days the king wanted a huge ship to conquer, and it was not there at that time, like this ship to float in water and then go. And let's see what will happen and why this shape is there, and he had to do with the Archimedes principle, with the this one and all. I will cover again afterwards also, so that now this boat is put inside. See, it is floating. As I showed you with this one in the water, the same thing. Whereas if I put one small needle also, it will sink. And what the question is, when a small needle made of iron will sink, though it doesn't have a weight, how can a huge ship made of iron is floating in the water? This is what the Archimedes has done it. Afterwards, that Eureka, the word so popular again and again. When I will tell you later on. That story also is a very interesting story. So with that we have got now this one. So that is the invention of ship has taken place.